From the ice-locked river systems of the last glacial age to the suffocating pressures of the deep Mediterranean, the year 2025 has forced historians to confront a reality that no longer fits neatly inside the old textbooks. For generations, we believed human progress followed a clean, predictable arc: crude stone tools, then farming, then villages, then cities. But discoveries made this year, from a 1.5 million-year-old technological breakthrough in East Africa to a vanished genetic lineage concealed within South American populations, have dismantled the tidy storyline piece by piece. In this investigation, we journey through the 20 most astonishing archaeological revelations of the year, uncover the oldest human face ever found in Europe, unseal a Roman coffin locked with molten lead, retrace a vanished land corridor that once united Asia and Europe, and stand inside the pitch-black chamber of Pompeii where ancient diners contemplated destiny itself. From the rain-soaked jungles of Ecuador, where laser scanning has peeled back the canopy to expose a vast engineered landscape rivaling Roman London, to the frozen reaches of northern China, where we have finally come face to face with a lost human species that thrived in the ice. The evidence is undeniable. We are seeing signs of engineering intelligence embedded in the fossil record nearly 1 million years earlier than expected. Archaeology is no longer limited to pottery fragments and broken bones. Today, artificial intelligence is allowing us to read texts charred 2 millennia ago. Before we go further, take a moment to support the work by engaging with the video, and let us know where you're listening from and what time it is there. Whether you're watching closely or letting the story unfold in the background, settle in and allow the modern world to fall away. Now, let's begin. In 2025, two independent discoveries on opposite sides of the globe destabilized our understanding of early human capability. Together, they revealed that long before modern humans appeared, our ancestors were already engineers and explorers, reshaping environments and pushing into territories once thought unreachable. To see how deep this story runs, we must begin in East Africa, at the birthplace of our lineage, before shifting northward to a European cave that should never have sheltered humans at all. Our journey starts in Tanzania. The Olduvai Gorge, often described as the evolutionary equivalent of a geological library, has long yielded stone tools attributed to early hominins. For decades, researchers focused on crude implements chipped from river cobbles, basic cutting tools produced by striking stone against stone. Functional, yes, but primitive. In 2025, however, researchers turned their attention to a different medium entirely. They identified a collection of intentionally shaped bone tools dated to approximately 1.5 million years ago. That date alone is staggering. It places these artifacts squarely within the time of Homo erectus and Paranthropus boisei, species with brains significantly smaller than ours, lacking language as we know it, and long assumed incapable of advanced technological reasoning. To grasp the importance of this find, it helps to understand the challenge of working bone. Bone fractures. Predictably, its internal structure is uniform, allowing skilled knappers to anticipate how a blow will travel through the material. Bone, by contrast, is structurally complex. It has directional grain, a dense outer layer, and a spongy interior. Strike it incorrectly, and it splinters. To shape bone deliberately requires knowledge of its properties, how to strip connective tissue, how to grind rather than strike, how to exploit flexibility rather than fight it. The Tanzanian tools show unmistakable signs of this understanding. These early humans weren't simply cracking bones for marrow. They were selecting specific long bones from large animals and transforming them into functional instruments. Among the most remarkable items were barbed points. In technological terms, the barb represents a conceptual leap. It is not just sharp, it is designed to remain embedded. This indicates an understanding of prey behavior and implies the use of composite hunting strategies, possibly fishing spears or projectile weapons designed for retention rather than impact alone. Microscopic wear patterns reveal even more. Some tools were polished smooth into spatula-like forms, likely used for digging edible roots or processing plant matter. This evidence dismantles the caricature of Homo erectus as a blunt force scavenger. These hominins were material specialists. They recognized that bone bends where stone breaks, making it superior for certain tasks. The implication is profound. The engineering mindset existed more than 1 million years before Homo sapiens emerged. While these early engineers were mastering materials in Africa, another population was undertaking a feat once thought impossible, entering Europe. For much of the 20th century, archaeologists believed Europe was effectively sealed off to early humans. Humans, cold climates, dangerous predators, and seasonal darkness supposedly kept hominins south of the Mediterranean until much later. This Fortress Europe model collapsed in 2025. At the Atapuerca complex in northern Spain, in a chamber known as Cima del Elefante, researchers uncovered fragments of a human face, part of an upper jaw and cheekbone. Though incomplete, the fossil was unmistakably human. Using cosmogenic nuclide dating, scientists determined it was between 1.2 and 1.4 million years old, making it the oldest human facial remains ever discovered in Europe. This pushes human presence on the continent back nearly 1 million years. Even more puzzling was the face itself. Rather than appearing brutish or ape-like, it showed unexpectedly modern traits, flatter, more vertical features than seen in some later species. This has fueled intense debate. It suggests either that facial traits associated with modern humans evolved far earlier than assumed, or that Europe hosted a population whose evolutionary story we are only beginning to untangle. But anatomy is only part of the story. Survival is the real mystery. Living in Europe 1.4 million years ago meant enduring brutal winters, long nights, and fierce competition from large carnivores. The same cave that yielded the face also contained remains of jaguars, wolves, and lynxes. These humans were not apex predators. They survived through adaptability, resilience, and cooperation. Their presence rewrites the story of migration, not as a calculated expansion, but as a slow, risky advance by small, vulnerable groups pressing into the unknown. When the Tanzanian bone tools are considered alongside the Spanish face, a new picture emerges. Early human history was not a stagnant waiting period before intelligence arrived. It was a dynamic era of innovation and exploration. In Africa, hominins were experimenting with materials. In Europe, they were testing the limits of their environment. Intelligence did not suddenly appear with Homo sapiens. It was inherited. For decades, textbooks depicted human evolution as a single upward march, from ape to modern man. That image is convenient, but false. Our past resembles a tangled thicket of branching paths, with multiple human species sharing the planet at once. Many of them vanished, leaving behind only fragments. In 2025, one of those fragments finally gained a face. In 1933, in the city of Harbin in northeastern China, a laborer excavating near a river uncovered a skull unlike anything he had seen. Massive, heavy-browed, unmistakably human yet profoundly different. Fearing confiscation during the Japanese occupation, he hid it in a well, where it remained for decades. Only on his deathbed did it reveal its existence. In 2025, a full analysis of the Harbin skull confirmed it belonged to a previously unidentified human species, Homo longi, often called Dragon Man. Dated to at least 146,000 years ago, the skull housed a brain comparable in size to ours, encased in a structure built for survival in extreme cold. Genetic evidence strongly suggests Dragon Man represents the physical form of the Denisovans, a population previously known only from DNA and a handful of bones. The ghost now had a face. While this discovery filled a gap in our family tree, another discovery filled a gap in geography. For centuries, the Aegean Sea was assumed to be a barrier separating Asia from Europe. But stone tools found along the coast of western Turkey in 2025 tell a different story. During ice ages, sea levels dropped dramatically, exposing a vast land corridor where islands became hills and coastlines vanished. Humans didn't sail into Europe, they walked. This drowned landscape supported rich ecosystems, complete with elephants and hippos, and early humans lived there for millennia before rising seas erased it. Their camps now lie submerged beneath the modern Mediterranean. Together, the Harbin skull and the Aegean tools remind us that both humanity and geography are fluid. The world we inhabit is only the latest version. The researchers charted two immense rows of rectangular earthen platforms laid out with unmistakable precision. Patterns like this don't emerge naturally. A grid is a decision. It speaks of centralized planning, authority, and foresight, a governing power that envisioned the city long before its foundations were raised. At the heart of the settlement stood a monumental structure aligned east to west. Likely a palace, ceremonial hall, or administrative core, signaling a stratified society governed by elites. But what truly redefined our understanding lay beneath the surface itself. In the southeastern quadrant, the soil told a different story. It was thick with metallurgical debris, slag heaps, shattered crucibles, and fragments of processed ore. This was not domestic waste. This was industry. Laboratory analysis confirmed that Semiarchaea functioned as a large-scale production center for tin bronze. Bronze, the alloy that defined an age, requires copper, abundant across the steppe, but tin is rare. The closest significant tin sources lie in the Alai Mountains of central Kazakhstan, hundreds of miles away. That distance changes everything. It proves Semiarchaea was embedded in a transcontinental supply network, importing raw tin, refining it on site, and distributing finished weapons and tools across Eurasia more than a millennium before the Silk Road ever existed. Metallurgical testing revealed co-smelting techniques that produced alloys with tin concentrations approaching 12%, high quality bronze by any standard. This level of consistency implies trained specialists, full-time metalworkers supported by an organized agricultural base. Semiarchaea shatters the stereotype of nomadic societies as technologically limited. These people did not live in tents because they lacked architectural knowledge. They were fully capable of constructing vast, industrialized cities, and here, for reasons still unknown, they chose to do exactly that. From the smoke of the steppe, we move west to the Atlantic edge of Iberia, where another long silent civilization finally revealed its face. For generations, scholars chased the shadow of Tartessos, the enigmatic power of southern Spain described by Greek writers as unimaginably wealthy, a land where silver was so plentiful it weighed down ship anchors. Then, suddenly, Tartessos disappeared around the 6th century BC, leaving behind speculation, legends, and comparisons to Atlantis. Archaeologically, Tartessos remained frustratingly anonymous. Its artifacts suggested sophistication, but its people seemed faceless. The prevailing belief was that Tartessian culture was aniconic, that they avoided human representation entirely. In 2025, that theory collapsed. At Casas del Torunuelo, excavators uncovered 5 sculpted stone busts, buried within the ruins of a monumental adobe sanctuary. These were not symbolic abstractions. They were detailed, naturalistic faces. 2 depicted women adorned with enormous carved earrings, archaeologists, previously known only from gold hoards. Seeing them, the mourn confirms their status as elite figures, perhaps priestesses or goddesses. Another bust portrayed a warrior wearing a crested helmet, unmistakably martial. These sculptures placed Tartessos firmly within the Mediterranean artistic tradition, rivaling Greek and Phoenician craftsmanship. And yet, the discovery came wrapped in tragedy. The sanctuary had been deliberately destroyed in a single catastrophic ritual. In the courtyard lay the remains of more than 50 sacrificed animals, horses, cattle, pigs, dogs, slaughtered together in an event of staggering scale. Horses were immensely valuable, killing so many signals desperation or cosmic bargaining. Afterward, the structure was intentionally entombed beneath layers of clay, sealing the The site in time. It speaks of a civilization facing annihilation, perhaps invasion, perhaps environmental collapse, choosing ritual closure over abandonment. Semi-Archaea and Tartessos together redraw the ancient map, industrial cities where we expected nomads, human faces where we assumed absence. The ancient world remains profoundly unfinished. In Egypt's New Kingdom, the 18th dynasty shines as a golden age, yet one pharaoh has always lingered in obscurity. Thutmose II, husband of Hatshepsut and father of Thutmose III, ruled in the shadow of legends. His mummy was recovered in the 19th century, but his tomb remained missing, making him the only king of that dynasty without a known burial. In 2025, that absence ended. A joint Egyptian-British expedition led by Dr. Piers Litherland located his lost tomb not in the tourist-heavy Valley of the Kings, but in the remote western wadis, a brutal landscape of cliffs and flood channels. The team followed family burial patterns rather than convention, excavating near the tombs of Thutmose III's wives. After years of clearing collapsed limestone, they revealed a rock-cut entrance, Tomb C4. Inside, fragments of plaster covered the walls. The decisive proof came from alabaster vessels bearing the cartouche of Thutmose II. Alongside his name appeared that of Hatshepsut, suggesting not rivalry, but cooperation. She prepared his burial personally, reshaping interpretations of her rise to power. Flood damage soon after burial destroyed wooden furnishings, but sealed the stonework, sparing it from looters. Disaster preserved history. Beneath the rose-colored cliffs of Petra, another royal secret waited. The treasury, Al-Khazna, has dominated imaginations for centuries. Temple, vault, tomb. In late 2024, ground-penetrating radar beneath the plaza revealed hidden voids. Excavation confirmed what legend hinted at. A sealed royal burial chamber. Inside lay 12 complete skeletons, an extraordinary rarity in Petra's corrosive environment. Dating places them within the reign of King Aretas IV, Petra's greatest ruler. One skeleton held a ceramic cup uncannily similar to the cinematic Holy Grail, fiction echoing reality. More importantly, the remains offer DNA evidence that may finally answer who the Nabateans truly were. Even the most photographed monuments still guard their truths beneath our feet. The Judean desert, long seen as a land of prophets and hermits, revealed a darker chapter in 2025. High on a sheer cliff face, archaeologists discovered a man-made stepped pyramid, 10 feet tall, built directly into the rock. Not a tomb, but a nephesh, a memorial marker. Hidden within it was a cache from the Ptolemaic period, pristine silver, tetradrams, weapons, and remarkably preserved military papyri written in Greek and Aramaic. These documents recorded troop payments and logistics during the violent Syrian wars. The desert was not empty. It was fortified. This pyramid marked a secret outpost, its treasury abandoned after catastrophe. The silence of the cliffs hides the echoes of war. From desert to sea, the Mediterranean revealed another lost city. Canopus, once Egypt's pleasure capital, vanished beneath the waves after earthquakes liquefied the Nile Delta. In 2025, divers uncovered a colossal quartzite sphinx bearing the name of Ramesses II, an heirloom repurposed centuries later to legitimize a drowned temple. Around it lay ritual artifacts tied to the Osiris mysteries, libation vessels, offering tables, and Osiris beds where grain once sprouted in sacred resurrection rites. The statue lay toppled, preserved by the same catastrophe that destroyed the city. Archaeology captures these frozen moments, the instant before collapse. Yet perhaps the greatest frontier lies not in earth or water, but in computation. At Herculaneum, scrolls carbonized by Vesuvius resisted reading for 2,000 years. Physical unrolling meant destruction. In 2025, AI changed that. Using synchrotron scans and machine learning models trained to detect microscopic ink textures, researchers digitally unwrapped and read entire philosophical texts. A lost work by Philodemus emerged, words burned by fire, resurrected by algorithms. The villa of the papyri still lies mostly buried. What remains unread may rival anything ever recovered from antiquity. As I deciphers the past atom by atom, archaeology enters a new era, one where even ash can speak again. In April 2025, archaeologists excavating an area known as Regio 9 revealed a dining space unlike anything previously documented in Pompeii. Roman banquet rooms are typically filled with light, painted in warm reds or bright yellows, meant to amplify the glow of daytime gatherings. This chamber was different. Every wall was painted a deep, absorbing black. Researchers quickly began referring to it as the Black Room. And stepping inside, it's easy to understand why. The space carries a striking, almost somber elegance. The dark pigment served a practical purpose, concealing soot from oil lamps. But it also created an intentional dramatic effect. Against the darkness, painters layered scenes bursting with color and emotion. The frescoes depict episodes from the Trojan War, yet they avoid the chaos of combat. Instead, they dwell on moments of inner conflict. One wall shows Helen meeting Paris, frozen in the instant before her choice reshapes history. She is not portrayed as a passive prize, but as a woman caught in contemplation, fully aware that her decision carries consequences beyond herself. Another wall presents Cassandra beside Apollo, the cursed prophetess who knows the future, but is doomed never to be believed. Her expression is heavy with inevitability, her gaze shadowed by knowledge of Troy's destruction. Finding these images in Pompeii is unsettling. The city itself was living under an unacknowledged countdown, dismissing the tremors beneath its streets. This room allows archaeologists to reconstruct the atmosphere of an elite Roman feast. Picture the hall after sunset, the black walls dissolving into darkness. Oil lamps flickering so that Helen and Cassandra appear to drift like apparitions. Guests reclining on couches would debate destiny, choice, and inevitability, while surrounded by visual reminders of catastrophe. Beneath them, a brilliant white mosaic floor created a stark contrast. A plane of light cutting through the darkness. The Black Room captures a moment suspended in time, as if the music had just stopped. Nearby, excavators uncovered stacks of building supplies, lime, stone blocks, roof tiles. The homeowner had been renovating, investing in tomorrow. The workers likely ended the day only hours before the eruption began. These discoveries, the philosophical scrolls of Herculaneum and this haunting room in Pompeii, are bound by the same force. Vesuvius destroyed, but it also preserved. It locked an entire civilization mid-thought. In Herculaneum, it saved words. In Pompeii, it saved images. And now, with modern technology, we are completing conversations interrupted in 79 AD. We are reading their ideas, seeing their anxieties, and realizing that these were not distant figures carved in marble. They were people who hosted dinners, loved literature, and worried about what came next, right until the sky went dark. Sometimes, preservation doesn't come from fire, but from isolation. In 2025, two discoveries demonstrated the power of sealing the past away, one by human design, the other by the immense pressure of the ocean. The first emerged beneath the modern streets of Budapest, where the Roman city of Aquincum once guarded the Danube frontier. In November, archaeologists working in the Abuda district uncovered a limestone sarcophagus dating to the 3rd century AD. Roman coffins are uncommon in provincial regions, but this one was extraordinary. It was still sealed. Iron clamps held the lid firmly in place, their corrosion unable to break the bond. Even more remarkable, the joint between lid and base had been packed with lead, forming an airtight barrier. The result was a perfect time capsule. When the sarcophagus was opened, it revealed the remains of a young woman. Inside, preservation bordered on miraculous organic materials that normally vanish had endured. Near her head rested two delicate glass vessels used for perfumes or oils, intact and luminous despite centuries underground. Under microscopic examination, archaeologists identified something even rarer. Traces of fabric. Threads of gold had once been woven into her clothing, suggesting she was buried in an extraordinarily luxurious garment. In a frontier city facing constant threats, this family spared no expense in death. Alongside her were 140 bronze coins. Roman custom called for a single coin to pay Charon, ferryman of the dead. This number suggests abundance, perhaps a purse placed to ensure a prosperous journey. The sealed coffin, the glass, the gold threads, this was a family. Attempting to outwit decay with technology. From sealed stone, the story descends into the sealed darkness of the sea. In March 2025, the French Navy conducted a sonar survey off the coast of Ramatou, in southern France, operating nearly 8,400 feet below the surface. At that depth, the Mediterranean is a realm of perpetual night. Near freezing temperatures and immense pressure, their autonomous underwater vehicle detected an anomaly. It was not geological, it was a ship. Designated Camarade 4, the wreck proved to be a 16th century merchant vessel. The deepest wooden shipwreck ever found in French waters. Wooden ships rarely survive. In shallow seas, they are consumed by shipworms or destroyed by storms. In the abyss, oxygen is scarce and biological decay slows. The vessel rests upright on the seabed, its hull intact, ribs and planks clearly visible. The masts collapse during the descent, but the structure remains eerily coherent. This ship sailed during the age of Suleiman the Magnificent and the merchant empires of Venice. It was likely carrying everyday cargo, wine, grain, oil. Because of its depth, it has never been looted. The hold may still contain amphorae, raw silk, metal ingots, and the personal belongings of the crew. Excavation will require robotic arms, not divers. The goal is not recovery, but study. A single stamped coin or pottery mark could anchor the ship to a precise year. Camarade 4 offers a rare glimpse into ordinary maritime life, the commerce that sustained empires. Like the sarcophagus, it represents an attempt at permanence that failed, and succeeded in another way. Lead and deep water became time machines, delivering the past to us intact. We conclude with discoveries that resist explanation. Objects so finely made, so unmistakably human, yet stripped of their meaning. In 2025, two such finds, one of bronze in England, the other of fiber in Australia, pushed archaeology to its limits. In Norton Disney, Lincolnshire, volunteers uncovered a Roman dodecahedron in a muddy field, made of bronze. About the size of a grapefruit, it has 12 pentagonal faces pierced by holes. Of varying size, each corner tipped with a small knob. Over 100 are known across the Roman world, yet none are mentioned in texts. We do not know their name or purpose. This example is unusually large and perfectly preserved. Theories abound: measuring tool, weapon, knitting device, ritual object. None fully convince. Its placement in a pit suggests deliberate deposition. It remains a beautiful, maddening riddle, a reminder that some cultural knowledge vanishes completely. In contrast, Australia offered clarity through continuity. At Windmill Way rock shelter on the Cape York Peninsula, archaeologists uncovered over 500 fiber artifacts dating back 1,700 years. Preserved by a dry microclimate, they include woven bags, fishing nets, cords, and ceremonial items. Analysis shows sophisticated knowledge of plant fibers and knotting techniques still used today. This was not primitive technology, it was perfected. The artifacts stop abruptly in 1874, coinciding with the Palmer River gold rush. European intrusion ended centuries of uninterrupted use. But here, meaning survives because the culture survives. Descendants of the original makers participated in the excavation, reconnecting with tangible evidence of their own history. From bronze puzzles to woven nets, these discoveries remind us that the past was physical. It was held, used, and valued. Some objects have lost their voice. Others are speaking again. The human story stretches from Ice Age mud to oceanic darkness, and what we have uncovered is only a fraction. History is not complete. It waits, and with every scan, every excavation, we turn another page.